Alright, and welcome back to the time loop. We're here at a very familiar looking location here. We're at the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. Not the crazy 15-mile course that we've done to end off some series, or some acts in Universe Zero, like 19 for example. No, this is just the short, only 3.5-mile version. And you might be able to tell from the tuning set of name, we are joining that on his adventure. And he has already encountered a couple of drivers. He's already met Muscletone. And he's also already encountered Professor Justice. I don't expect too much out of him, but let's see what Muscletone can maybe do from 4th position. And that got lucky and he got placed on the front row. Which apparently is the 22nd grid spot. Okay. Doesn't make any sense, but anyhow. Very chilly winter in Germany here. Everyone's literally dead even off the line. Just gonna be how they break. And you break awfully freaking late. So do you remember the Renault's key behaviors in mind of iffy acceleration and sometimes temperamental in high-speed corners. Potentially like that one. But I didn't have any problems just there, so I couldn't really tell you if that is what is being referred to as a high-speed turn. Any corner is a high-speed turn if you take it well enough. And this race started at 3, by the way. At 3 in the afternoon, and we're already getting close to the evening hours, because that's just what winter does. As I imagine you probably know, since we're experiencing it in real life. Our in-game date is December 1st, not March anything. And that would be considered spring in this game for some reason. March 20th is the beginning of spring, not March 3rd, but okay. I will allow it, I suppose. Mainly because it sounds like there's nothing I can do to tell them, hey, no, that's wrong, you morons. Should have plenty of experience with this track lately, as just earlier this week I had a league race event in a slightly different car, but pretty similar car. You may see it later on in the series, and by may I mean we entirely will see it later on in the series. But yeah, I had a league race at the same track, where I also happened to win the race. So clearly I'm something of like able here, but it doesn't look like it right now, as I basically completely missed that turn. And it is again, well, I'm the Renault in this situation, but now there's a Z4 that is upon me. And just 3 minutes into the race, just about, we are already basically plunged in darkness. What in the heck? It's like 6 o'clock in-game time, and it's already pitch dark almost. You know, outside of the stadium-mounted lights, like the ones on that billboard there. Expect me to take liberties at least once or twice with that chicane. It is a pain in the behind. By take liberties, I mean potentially not really take it at all. In fact, the vehicle behind me was originally planned to be a Metacog, but after finding that there were no Bentleys, this is before I added Enduro into the series, I decided that someone needed to drive one, and that Metacog would be interesting enough to do it. Plus, it would be considered a sports coupe, which is, you know, Metacog's whole spiel is coupes. Though I think that's about... there's a few of those in here. The Nissan GTR, this technically, if it were an actual road-going car, which for some reason Rhino got away with not doing that. I don't understand, to be perfectly honest. We're now 5 minutes into the race, and there is the moon. And once again, just like usual, the Z4 is right there. The other opponents are a good distance back from him or me. But that was good though. I need more turns like that. It won't necessarily get me away from the Z4, but I definitely won't let him get any much closer. I could barely pick out where I was supposed to brake in broad daylight in the league race. How the heck am I supposed to figure out where it is now? Lighting? Did you see that? Are the lights in that building over there going out or something? What in the name of God was that? I missed the corner. I'm blaming the lighting in that building. It distracted me. Hear the cars on the other side of the other end of the track, or the other side of the hairpin, slowing down. That's quite silly. That's a lot of curb me. Luckily this thing can apparently hit them and it doesn't instantly blow up, like, for example, the Audi. I make it seem like that thing is the worst thing ever. I am well aware of this fact, but it doesn't really change the fact that, at least to me, I can't drive it, and I don't know how everyone else that I have to race against can so well. My team winner calls it stable and grippy and an all-rounder. I call it unpredictable and erratic and probably belongs in a mental institute for cars because it's just so spontaneous. That was good. The lighting over there in that building just does not know what to do whatsoever. Can this Z4 just go join his opponents, please? Other than me. Go away. Still didn't really have many repercussions for it other than heart rate went up probably about 12 BPM, but other than that, it was just perfectly fine. Didn't want second, that gives me too much turn in, and as you saw, I just about ran directly into the pit wall. Be gone! There's always one, and it almost seems unrealistic. Probably because it kind of is. I held that for the very last second. If I were a character like XT3 or Danny right now, I'd probably intentionally let him by me, bully him out of the way, and just send him back to his other opponents, and then just drive away. But that hasn't been racing like that ever since Universe 0 began. He wants to become like the anti-hero of this timeline, despite being the well... Actually, no, he's like that in both timelines. It just took him longer to do it in yours, and here, he could probably just swap back over anytime he really wanted to. Another good corner. Not a good corner. But also not really a bad one either. Let's actually watch the road this time and make the turn correctly. Largely consistent lap, to say the least. And the lights will flicker on and off. If this were Metacog, it would be quite thrilling, but it's not. Those drive a BMW, drives a Beamer. Drives a Bentley, not a Beamer. Muscletone's in a Beamer, and I'm on a curb. I don't really know where Muscletone is in the order. I probably could check that, but it would kind of break my rhythm. It's already just about broke itself there, and now the Z4 is right upon my gearbox. I don't know how you just made that corner, sir. Wasn't exactly a professional maneuver, but he got into me initially. It was my first not 2-minute or 2-minute one because Bimo decided he wanted to just be a nuisance. Not great there for me. I was distracted by my tablet now being fully charged in the corner of my eye. That's considerably better. The BMW cannot get directly to my ass this time. Well, we're about 8.5 minutes to go, and kind of interesting, the track is reflecting off of stuff. Oh dear. It's the league race all over again. Alright, that. Alex did it. Your turn. How do you handle the wet? By switching tires. That's one part of the strategy to deal with the water. Have wet tires for wet roads. That generally helps. What did not help either is the fact that the rain started to kind of fall gradually after we've driven past the pit road. Okay, you can see one car is already in the pit lane because of their timing. Braking is temperamental. Yeah, I'll be going in here. Assuming that I can even survive. Because it is a downpour. Well, this is what Time Loop is really about. I'm ready to be the poster boy of the series. Again. Not taking liberties, I'm still making it normally. Don't yell at me. Oh, we're in a thunderstorm. That explains quite a lot. And I think every AI and their mother will be following me here, so that's not a concern of will I get out strategied, because literally everyone should be following me or they are literally committing vehicular suicide. No fuel, just be like a 12-13 second pit stop to change my tires. Hopefully I don't get blocked by other cars. I probably will though. I definitely have. This is bad. And blocked by basically every car that was behind me. And that's actually put me down 3 entire positions because I have the first stall. This is admittedly kind of BS. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I should not be 18 seconds away from those guys. It's just the fact that I had to wait for every car to go past the first pit stall. Every single car. They're literally the entire hairpin ahead of me and then some. Ironically enough, the league race was also in the wet, but it was not a thunderstorm, it was just standard rain. So this is even heavier. I am undoubtedly catching them though, but I don't think that is enough. I may have to take some of the chicane here if I'm going to catch them. That is definitely not beneath a tiny bit of cheating. Of course, that's why he was ousted from the Golden Touch Rod. He had an illegal Nitrox booster in Stunt Track Challenge! Hello, Puddle. And hello, Grass. Okay. Not catching them. No, they're pitting now. Oh. I thought the pit stop held me that bad. No, they just hadn't gone in yet. That's why I was catching them so much. Right, puddles. That is a thing that I need to avoid hitting on a regular basis. Like that one. That wasn't even there in the league race. I should be able to pass them here now that they're just leaving the pits. Hi, Muscle Tone. I know you're Tim Foster. You got a glimpse of his car. If you looked closely enough, anyway. Okay, still in the lead. The game did not actually screw me over. I definitely was held in there, but it, it didn't really affect anything outside of maybe making me see a tiny bit of red. Which might have probably caused me to not look for the puddle because I was just driving angry and trying to catch those 3. I probably should have realized when they were all in the same little group that they probably just followed each other around. And therefore followed each other in the way of not going in. Oh my god, what's the lighting doing over there? Is it foggy now? Am I gonna see a darn rainbow next? Okay, now the solar flare is over. Oh, it's lightning. You just can't see it too well because it's the daytime now. You will have one more lap after this one. So while the rain definitely arrived, it will go as quickly as it has come. It's because we don't have to drive in it for very long, at the very least. It'll probably be here long afterwards. Just that we don't have to go through it. Avoid the puddles. I don't have the biggest gap to second place back there, and I imagine that same Z4. Unfortunately, Muscle Tone's plan didn't help him any, and so I don't think he's gonna get a great result, nor is the Professor. But assuming I can avoid the puddles for another lap, that will definitely get a good result from this, despite, you know, the incredibly liquid setback. That is a large puddle. And there's a lot of them on the front straight. 1 minute to go as we cross the line one more to go, and let's just try and not stuff the car. And that alone should be enough. The AI aren't very aggressive in the rain, no matter what you put the rating on for wheel-to-wheel aggression. The Z4 is trying its best. I can tell that's him, because it's the same person that was doing it before. Kind of like Extreme Racing, the AI have names. But these names are a little more interesting because they sound like actual names and not just like M. Anderson and K. Olsen. K.O. Don't want to run anywhere even remotely low in this hairpin because you will just drive straight into a like Lake Superior-esque puddle, and it's not ideal. Now the lightning is getting visible because it's getting again towards like 3-4 o'clock. It's starting to get a little dark since it is the winter. Also, thunderstorms in the winter on their own don't really make much sense, no matter where you are in the world, unless you're in like the desert and you're getting like a desert storm. And there's the puddle to rule them all right there. Bit of water kicked up, the sun is going down, you can see the glow is changing to almost like a sulfuric color. It does not matter. So what I'm gonna do when I get back to the back straight is not canonical. So this doesn't actually like do anything to affect that, what I'm going to do, but what I am going to do is actually demonstrate two things. A, what can truly happen if you decide to accelerate in a puddle, which is a very not intelligent idea, as I'm driving masterfully without the even without the HUD on at all. So there's a bit of intensity to this, that's for sure. As it's now entirely dark once again, and I will just, for demonstration purposes, floor it through the puddle on the inside of this turn and just demonstrate what can really happen. Head on traction control on high. So, never mind then, I guess. Professor actually came out pretty well. He went to 8th. Muscle Tone actually was the one that really suffered. He ends up in dead last. Because of his decision to not pit when everyone else did. Also, the Z4 did not have a good time either. Look at the replay and get a nice picture. This is gonna take a while. There is unfortunately no kind of skip forwards button. Gotta go to those like 8 minutes left, and if we really want the ultimate picture of the finish, we have to go then until there's like a minute left. So I guess I can maybe use this time to fully detail what has happened to Bubbles. I don't know how well I explained it before, but essentially, of course, as I mentioned before the video even started, the lack of commentary was to emulate that she is deep in her own thoughts as she is driving. And this, combined with her fear of the dark and just general timidness as it is, kind of led to her losing a lot of her focus. She made a really critical error over the outside curb and lost it completely. She spun, seemingly was badly injured, as you can probably imagine from a crash like that. That also involved a second car. I don't know which one that was. I didn't really get a chance to see as I was being wildly whipped around and around and around and into the outside wall. But Gearhead sees this up ahead and realizes that she might be hurt, so he rushes to the pit road after he has now won the race after taking the lead off of the restart of the race. You know, the race had to restart to give like the crews of the track time to clean up the mess from the two-car accident that just occurred. Why is there not a fast forward button? Why can't I just skip ahead like whole laps at a time? I just press that 10 times and we get on with our lives. But nope, that'd be too easy, wouldn't it, Project Cars? Well, we're over halfway there now, but still, it's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, she was seemingly badly injured. I thought I just backed out. I was about to be really annoyed. I like smacked the controller by accident and I saw the HUD go in. I'm like, oh my god, please don't even tell me. Okay, this is where the rain hits, I believe. Yeah, you can see the spray is coming off of all of the cars. I want to get the shot of the end though, with the sun starting to set as the race concludes. So I have to go basically to the end, other than like the last 2 minutes of the video, because that's when that is. Yeah, I got the cooldown lap in the replay. That's not exactly what I need. I need the actual race, but thanks anyway. So I have to wait for them, and I actually only had to wait for them, and that's it. And we can actually see muscle tone is along with these guys when the camera shifts to his car. There it is. He's with them, but they're going really slowly. They're going really slowly because they're on dry tires in this. It doesn't go too well, and then you can see me, I'm just pushing it like crazy. And this pushing will lead to my downfall in a handful of turns. I don't notice the puddle in the next corner. This game has a interesting photo mode. I think the rain seems to only be like where the camera should be focused, nowhere else. But yeah, so Gearhead, after he wins the race, rushes into the pit lane to check on her, and we believe that she may be in his care, but he is kind of being a little pushy about it, so he hasn't exactly revealed what his intentions are. Probably because he's not programmed to. Yeah, so that is going to be everything for this episode of Universe Zero Time Loop. That wins in the wet conditions, and Hot Wheels Allies could have done better. Professor definitely could have done worse, though. I kind of expected the worst for him, but he gained a couple of positions, probably just from muscle tone and those other two making the absolute wrong decision to stay up an extra lap to try and mess around with the strategy, and it totally exploded right in their faces, leaving muscle tone in dead last.